Hey everybody, it's Mike, Rocky Ridge Pigeons. I'm out here with the old birds here. These are all the hens from last racing season, and the cocks are on the other side over there. Today what I'm doing is just going to let out the young birds and let them do some loft flying. I shut the doors here last night, these sliding doors, because it was raining pretty good. And I don't want the birds drinking the rainwater because I have 3-in-1 in their water on the inside. So I want them to drink that instead of, because they prefer rainwater over the 3-in-1. So, but yeah, let's take a look at them. They've been doing pretty good, flying real good. It's morning time, so they know that it's time to go for a fly. And they're definitely ready for that. But there's one bird in here that I'm going to grab it before I open the door, and it's a white one, pure white one. It's that one right there, and right in the middle. It was not banded as a baby, or I banded it and it fell off. I'm not sure, but I put it in here because I'm just going to let it train with the rest of the young birds, and I'll use it for white dove release most likely. So I have 10 pure whites in here. Look at this guy. That bird looks like a machine to me. We'll see how he does racing, but they always do good as far as homing. But I like to get some trained so that I have some white birds available for special events, you know, friends and family kind of stuff. This year I got some nice tiger grizzles on the team. There's a real dark one here. I think it's that one. And I got an almond, which was unexpected. That's an almond, and it comes from a muleman and a grizzle Hubin. So I ended up with an almond, and actually every clutch of eggs I get one of those from them. That's kind of nice. There's another tiger grizzle up there. Hopefully I'll have these at the end of the season, these tiger grizzles, and hopefully they do well so I can choose a couple breeders from them. But this one's interesting right here. It's got the cap on its head. Lord knows where that came from, but you know, it just popped up out of the blue, and you know, it's flying very well. I don't particularly like that, but you know, it's going to get a chance. It's going to race, and we'll see how it goes. Nice birds. I could look at them all day. There's a cockbird. So I'm going to go and catch that white bird, and then I'll release these guys and let them loft fly. I don't think I mentioned the real reason why I wanted to catch it. Doesn't know that I feed him in there. It actually started flying before it even had its first meal, and so what I'm going to do now today is when I call the other birds in, I'm going to let him back in to eat with the other birds. It has only eaten things that it can find on the ground, you know, underneath the lofts and stuff. So that's no good. I want it to come in when I call the others. So I might do this for a couple days and then get it used to coming in when I call. So usually I let the birds out from here, but I'm just going to open up the door right there and let them out. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on. I'll just push them out from this end. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Got a lot of birds this year. I'll push the rest out now. Come on, guys. Come on. All right, they're all out. Got a couple lazies there on the roof, but I don't force them up because you never know. There might be a reason why they don't feel like flying today. So have a little patience and see how they do tomorrow or the next day. There's always tomorrow. I just have a feeling that they'll take a minute and then they'll go up. Yeah, there they go. Yesterday they flew, I think it was 35 minutes. It's a little bit more humid today, so we'll see how well they do. But yeah, I got a nice tight flock up there. It's probably about 90 birds. I had a few more. I think I lost some, but I'm not positive about that. But we'll see when I do inventory, because I am going to vaccinate these guys for pox. That's the only thing I vaccinate for because of I had a little bit of an outbreak last year, and I don't vaccinate unless I have a reason to do it. All that other stuff I have not had any problems with, so I'm not going to do anything about that. And like PMV and the other stuff, I won't do anything about that stuff until I have a problem. But I wish these guys would range a little bit more. I'm sure they'll get to it. But the thing is, the way I started them off by clipping their first 2 flights before they even flew, they're a little bit behind. But a lot of guys do that right around now, and then they don't fly them for a month while they're growing back. But I don't do it that way, so I didn't do it that way, and there's no right or wrong way. I just I chose to do it that way so I wouldn't lose the birds, lose many of them anyway, because they were too strong when I first started flying them. But yeah, having a lot of fun with them. I'm really happy with this group, and I'm hoping to get them on the road pretty soon. It doesn't matter to me whether they range too much or not. I'll start getting them on the road, because any bird can do a mile. So we'll start at a mile, and then we'll just keep increasing whether they range or not, and they'll be fine. I know that because I've had some birds in the past that really didn't even want to fly at all, but when it came time to road training, I put them with the others and they turned out fine. Yeah. Anyway, this loft here has never been cleaned, not once in 4 months. It's a brand new loft. You can see I'm starting to get a tiny bit of buildup, so I'll give that a scrape, and we'll be good for another 4 months. Doing doing it with one hand here. Doesn't take much to clean up when you got a floor, expanded metal floor. And it's been so hot lately that they need all this extra ventilation here in the south. It just gets too hot. But yeah, it all falls through, and then I can rake it up from underneath once it builds up enough. Like I said, I'm not this slow. I'm just doing it with one hand here, so anyway, you get the idea. Sometimes if they don't fly too much in the morning and it's not a bad afternoon, I'll let them out in the afternoon and give them a little bit of chicken layer pellets once they come in, and they'll have plenty of energy to fly in the morning again. So that's the whole thing with flying a young bird racing team. They have to have the right amount of feed. It's actually not so much what you feed them as the amount. If you get the amount correct, they're always going to fly good. And it's very easy to tell how much to feed them. After they land, when you call them in, if they all come straight in, then either you're feeding them the right amount or not enough. So you just increase it until you get to the point where you have maybe 1/3 of the birds don't really want to trap, and then you cut the feed back a little bit more until they all trap, and then that's a pretty good baseline. And then of course, once they start flying for an hour and a half, they need more food. And if you don't give them increase their food, then they won't fly that long. They just they'll do a 20-minute fly and then that's it. So it's very important, the amount of food. I don't believe in barley. It's just the amount of food that's what's important. Barley's not good for pigeons anyway. It doesn't have any nutritional value. You want to give them things that are healthy. Pretty soon I'll start with putting a little bit of oil on their feed and some supplements, some vitamins and minerals on their feed, because they're going to be going into the molt. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but I'll be shutting off the lights in the loft. Up until this point, they've had the lights come on at 3 a.m. and that's why the birds look so good, because they have all their feathers. So yesterday I shut the lights off, and now they're going to go into the molt, and it's July, I don't know, around July 10th, something like that. And so they'll have a good 2 months before the first race to molt out. And of course they don't need to molt out their 9th and 10th flight. Well, it looks like they took off again. So anyway, their 9th and 10th flight is all set for the year. So they'll just molt out all the rest, and they'll be in good shape for the first race. But they're going to keep flying now. See, that's one difference the way I do it. They're not locked up for a month. They're going to fly every day right up to the first race. And I'm going to start getting them out on the road. I got a landscaping trailer that I'm going to put a top on it, a wire top, and I'm going to try to load them into that. But I'll show all that as I do it. I do have the, I got to cut some grass here. It's getting ridiculous, but so what I'm going to do is back up the landscape trailer right here and get some sort of loading ramp into it, and I'll feed them a few times inside the trailer. That way they'll get used to rushing into the trailer when I whistle. But I'll show all that. I just thought I'd mention it while these birds are flying. Let's see, 25 minutes. Not too bad. Guess they got their second wind. And you're always going to have some birds that don't fly with the flock like that, especially when you have a lot of birds. And that's another reason why it's taken these birds a lot longer to start ranging, because not everybody is ready. And they kind of see other birds sticking close to home, and they all stay close to home, and then some land, and then they all land. So it just takes a little longer. You got to bring them all up to speed before they start doing what they're supposed to do. But you can see they're really loving the flying. All right, looks like they're about to come in. They've actually flown longer than they did yesterday, which surprised me. I guess maybe with the sun not being out, it's kind of cloudy. They're doing all right. But you see, one came down, so now that's what I was talking about. Once one comes down, it kind of brings everybody down. And there's your one right there on top of the roof. And now they're all saying, hey, if he can go down, why can't we? Picked a good day to make a video. They're flying real good. Makes me look good. Yeah, they're zooming. I used to have a couple lazy ones sitting in that tree. It took a long time for them to get into form, but like I said before, you just got to be patient. Oh, here comes another one. Yeah, it won't be long. They're all gonna drop now. That's the thing with pigeons. You just never really can put your finger on exactly what they're gonna do. They always have a way of proving you wrong or surprising you. You know, that's the whole thing with the pigeon sport as well. You don't know who's going to do well on race day. You have no idea. One bird could all of a sudden feel great that day, and whatever. Yeah, you don't know who's going to win the race. As long as they're a racing pigeon, they all have a good chance to win. But there they are. So I give them a couple minutes. Some usually go in right away. Most of them kind of sit it out for about 5 minutes, and then when I call them in, they all come in. So I did underfeed them on purpose a little bit yesterday, so maybe that's what's the reason why they're so eager to get in. Sometimes getting them good and hungry is kind of resets the way they think, and you need to do that once in a while. It's really your only tool. Their hunger and their love for their loft. Those are the only two things that you can work with as far as young bird season. So you have to really make them comfortable at home and feed them well. Now, if any of these birds don't come in, so sorry, you don't get any feed today. But you'll see, most of them will come in as soon as they go inside here. We got a lot in already. And I have one can for shake and feed and one can for feeding them. This is the feed that they're getting right here. Nothing special. It's got a little bit of Racing Pigeon mix in it, maybe 1/8. The rest is just corn and chicken layer pellets. So whoever didn't come in, they're not going to get much. Yep, so they're good and hungry. That's how we do it. Skinny birds fly a lot better than fat birds. Anybody that has racing pigeons, you know you want to keep them trim and fit. And just like people, you know, you can't expect an overweight person to run a marathon. It just ain't going to happen. That's it. I don't think anybody's outside. But see that bird? It just does not, it just has never eaten in here. I think it's just afraid of me, so I'm going to go outside. And we got one dum-dum up there. And a couple more. So there's 4 dum-dums. They're able to find plenty of food out here, so maybe once they start road training, they'll want to go straight in for a drink or something. They get used to the idea. See if these guys need any more food, and that'll be it for today. So now what I do is I kind of look for birds that are not interested in eating, like that one there, and that's a good sign that everybody has already eaten enough. You got birds that are walking away and getting a drink and stuff like that, then there's no sense to keep feeding them. I think that'll do it, because now you got birds drinking and birds sitting on a perch. So if I keep feeding them, tomorrow we'll have troubles flying and we'll have troubles of them trapping. I think that's why people use barley, because it's a lot easier, but I don't like barley. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. If you like the videos, give a thumbs up, and I'll catch you on the next one. Please subscribe.